I always thought it was funny how they associate suburban life with having some
like,
fucking
bitch,
money.
Right. My people broke.
Motherfuckers broke as hell. Like suburban don't.
That's
mean
what
shit.
I used to think. Like growing up, people used to automatically think like, you live in Westchester, your parents rich. I'm like, you ignorant bitch.
I think
like what?
I think it's like, if you live in the suburbs, it's not like you're rich or you're wealthy. It's more like
my parents are in
or
debt.
are you just getting by?
My
mama living
now.
paycheck to paycheck too, just
Right.
like yours.
Like,
y'all live out west,
it's
or out south.
It's
There's
just
no difference.
It's like at some point my parents had enough credit to get a house in the
That's
suburbs.
it.
You know,
they made a
Dave
choice
Chappelle-
to be owners, to have ownership.
Dave Chappelle said some funny shit. He said, a lot of people think I grew up in the hood, and he's like, that's not true. My parents just made enough so that I can be poor around white people.
Yeah,
Period.
bro.
And hold on,
It's hard as
and get
fuck.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
also, how was he treated around those individuals?
Well, he didn't get all
Different.
into that,
But that's some shit for another day.
He actually.
How are you treated around those
people? He talked
people?
a little bit about it. No matter what, he felt out of place.
Yes,
Right.
and
He
that's
probably
the
did talk
thing,
about
bro.
it. I just
I think that's the biggest thing.
The craziest thing though is like, the way I grew up, I went to Roosevelt, like this school called Roosevelt,
Down
which
the
was
street.
extremely hood.
Trap.
It was so hood, and it was like,
I've heard the things.
the same way you guys are saying, like, you were in these white schools and you felt out of place. It's like I was in this school full of like really hood motherfuckers, but I didn't grow up around people like that. Really, I grew up like really, sheltered as fuck.
Right.
So it's like when I was in the hood school, I was literally like, damn. Like, I don't feel like I can be myself here, because I liked reading Harry Potter and shit. And like, there was a point where I liked doing my homework and like reading.
Bro,
and
I had a
things,
high
but-
school reading level in the 3rd grade.
Right, yeah. Literally. Like 3rd, 4th grade. And
See?
it
Fuck
just,
advance.
it was just hard because I eventually like molded myself to be somebody that wouldn't get roasted. Like I was like, I'm tired of getting roasted by these niggas. Like shit.
And I instantly knew when I met Steven that he was so more far advanced intellectually than everybody around me, bro.
everybody knew that shit.
Everybody around
Oh,
me.
rip.
Instead of motherfuckers sitting here thinking like,
yes, thank you.
let me talk like, let me like see what this man is about. Like,
Yeah.
like
yeah, most people didn't take that approach. They were
Yeah,
just
like-
this nigga is different and he's weird.
bro, I knew
I'ma talk
early
shit
on.
about him.
I'm like, he's different. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's different than anybody I've ever been around. But it's like, bro, this man is like, he's different, bro. But this man is light years more advanced than you other motherfuckers I'm around.
Right.
Like light years. So I'm just
Right.
like, bro, like why? Like, and that's honestly what molded me to even get. And honestly, I smoked weed with this motherfucker the first. That's the
Right.
first time I ever. So I blame my fucking consumption of weed right now. I blame that on
this
you.
man is
so
a chronic smoker now. It's crazy.
Bro,
we started out
smoked
smoking
out of an apple, bro.
apple, smoking
Out of an apple in somebody's backyard. Can't quite remember, but somewhere here in Hillside.
Yeah, it was. We smoked in your backyard once, but one time we was walking through the forest and we smoked.
Yeah.
That shit was pretty.
The
funny.
Forest Reserve. We was doing some
Yeah.
adventurous, dumb
I
ass
remember
shit.
that.
I
Yeah.
knew if I went home smelling like some fucking weed, that was the last day on earth.
Bro, I never came home smelling like weed. I was always good. Like, I would have got my
I've
ass
actually
beat.
seen. This is fucking great. I'm so glad you queued that up. I used to get stoned with Steve myself, and I've seen this man lotion up his entire body. He took off his fucking literally like we just finished the blunt, and he was like. And like took his shirt off, like filled his fucking hands with some scented lotion, and just started like
Bro,
lathering.
I was
himself.
ashy. Bro, I was ashy as fuck.
Bro,
He was ashy as
lotion.
fuck, but when we were like, bro, you can't be this ashy. Like, there's no way. He was like, shut the fuck up. My mom's gonna smell me.
And my mom has a fucking nose of a fucking canine.
Hell yeah.
Seriously.
bet.
I do remember that actually.
I knew
Just
like
funny.
she
I'll
knew
never forget it.
instantly.
It was for the
She
smell,
knew
yeah.
instantly like, oh, what have you been doing?
I never had them problems.
And I'm
The
like,
most I would
Steven
do is
fucking
a
White.
spray.
Did
That's
your
it.
parents care if you smoked?
I mean, I'm not gonna say that they wouldn't have cared, but
They just never.
they
found
just
out.
wasn't in my face like that.
Right.
Like I could just be high and then just as long as I don't look them directly in the face, shit,
Yeah.
I'm good.
You gonna freak out like, oh,
looking around.
My parents used to do little dumbass shit like sit on a fucking living room couch and shit. They knew I'm about to come home.
Be in your face like
And they want to look me in my face, where you been?
Right,
Damn,
yeah,
can I
see.
walk
Where the fuck have
downstairs
you
to the
been?
fucking basement, blazed alone, please? Like,
Like I'm just trying to be by myself, man.
That was the days when we
Tryna
were
be
when we
me.
were smoking $6-7 blunts.
Yeah,
That was the days, bro.
Yeah.
bro. Weed back then was something
It
else.
was cheap as hell.
It was cheap
Yeah.
and it was good.
It was good
It wasn't
to you.
questionable.
It was
It
good
wasn't
to
questionable
you,
because
you know?
honestly,
Yeah, it was
I
good
was
to
getting
you.
high off
It was-
all that shit.
It was,
Right.
Shit, when you start
Now,
smoking,
now it's a different story.
you gotta
Right.
get
I
top
remember,
shelf
I remember smoking some Reggie and it being decent.
fire.
Yeah. Now it's like, nah. You get them nickel bags and shit.
Got refined
You
palates.
can, gee, you
Remember
can
when
have
you
a
used to? You
whole
remember
blunt.
you used to get a? You can used to get a Sawbuck with a Sawbuck, and they'll staple the bag shut. There was so much
funny
weed
as
in that
hell,
bitch.
Yeah. That bitch would be packed. Hell yeah.
Nah, I never been through that one. I don't think I ever bought a Sawbuck. Honestly, like
Bro, if you buy a Sawbuck and that bitch
Bro, I didn't
is
have
stapled
no
from
money for a
someone-
dub. Fuck. I didn't have no money.
mean,
I had to
shit.
get a Sawbuck.
The first time I bought weed, I bought like a little nickel bag, and it was like, it was on some straight. The transaction was filthy. I mean, I knew the dude. though.
That boy said it was.
I knew the
filthy.
dude though. Dude was cool. So he basically just put, you feel me? He put the weed in a napkin and then
Oh,
gave it to me.
no.
It was little. I gave him a little.
But once I
$5.
got a hang of that shit, I was in school buying weed, all types of dumb
Yeah.
shit.
oh yeah, man. I'm glad I put you on, bro.
Once I got the hang of that shit, oh man.
It's a culture.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
fuck.
wrote that shit in some computer paper too.
But who put you on with Fat Hove?